So during this video, I'm gonna be kind of randomly popping in here to sort of connect the dots between all the footage that I took. I tried to be better about taking more like B-roll or behind the scenes kind of footage and not just specifically what I'm seeing in the water, so that you can see a little bit more of kind of like what the actual day looked like. But I still didn't get everything. Part of that just being because we were so excited when we did find animals and busy searching for animals. So I asked on my Insta, if you don't follow me, go follow me. But I asked on my Instagram what people would prefer, if they wanted to see a video for each of the 4 days I was in Big Island, or sort of 2 to 3 videos kind of combining some of the footage. So that's what I decided to do. The votes did actually want 4 videos, but it made more sense during the editing process to actually end up with only like 3 of them. So today's video is a combo of day 1 and day 3. So you'll see the footage from day 1 first, and then we'll move into footage from day 3.
All right.
Upwards, and your brightness is on high mode.
All right, so we are at the airport. I am about to hop on a flight to go to Kona to visit some friends and go dive. It's gonna be really fun. So here in Hawaii, we have restrictions on travel, especially if you're coming from mainland or international, but they have opened up inter-island travel. That being said, we're still being really careful. Everyone's required to wear masks. They aren't filling every seat in the plane so that everyone can social distance. There's hand sanitizer and stuff all around the airport, so it's a pretty safe situation, especially considering that Hawaii really hasn't had that many cases. So we're taking a little bit of the risk, which should be worth it to go dive. You can also hear that they're boarding the plane from back to front, so that way less contact with people. So we should land in Kona soon. It's really early. My flight's at like 6 a.m. this morning. But yeah, it should be a really fun time, and I'll touch base when we get there.
So right after I landed on Big Island, I was immediately picked up by some of my friends. They were super nice, let me stay in their home, drove me around, which I really appreciate. But they picked me up from the airport and we went straight to the harbor. And so that's kind of the footage you'll see next, is us getting ready on the boat and starting to go look for wildlife.
There's a turtle on the boat ramp. Girls trip, woo! Yay!
That little Oceanic whitetip, which was super cool. Kind of a shyer individual, which is not necessarily as common for the Oceanic whitetips. A lot of times they can be a little bit more pushy just because they do live out in more of the pelagic environment where they're probably not going to encounter divers quite as much. But this individual probably saw all of us hanging out in the water, just super eager to actually see it, and was like, oh, never mind, too many people, and then it just kind of swam away. So we were kind of getting skunked a little bit offshore. Didn't see a ton of other life. We kind of went down the entire coast on the Kona side and didn't really see anything. out in that more pelagic environment. So we decided to kind of turn in towards shore and go visit some of the more coastal areas and look at the reef. And there were some really cool caves and stuff over there. So that's kind of what we ended up doing next. After our cave dive, we kind of were ready to call it a day. We had already had a lot of fun diving, and this was kind of a girls' trip, so it was fun just to hang out with everyone and meet some new friends and hopefully new members of the dive community for me out in Kona for next time when I go and visit. But kind of on the way back, we decided we'd stop by this particular spot and see if there are any mantas around. And Yana, who is an individual kind of identified in that area, you can see in the footage she's got sort of like a flip up in one of her pectorals. And so she was around, and my friend Allie hopped in and took some videos of her. So that's the footage you'll see now. So day one was super epic. We had a pretty good day. We saw a Oceanic whitetip, was a little bit shy, so we really only got one pass. And then we saw some mantas and some spinner dolphins in the distance. We visited a really beautiful cave, but it was super fun. Kind of a girls' dive day, so it's just a good time to see everybody, but hopefully tomorrow we'll see more cool stuff. Okay, it is day 3, and hopefully we get lucky, but we're gonna get back on the water and see what we see. Gonna be a scorcher today. Mountains completely uncovered, which is gorgeous, but very hot. So hopefully we don't get sunburned. For day 3, we decided we would head straight offshore. And so this was a day where I was on with Kay and Cam, they're friends of mine, and they had a normal charter and I was just kind of on for fun as a guest. And so we headed offshore to go see what we could find out that way for day 3. Kind of searched along the whole coast and really seemed like we weren't gonna see anything. And so we were kind of like, well, we can go try inshore, maybe we'll find some dolphin species, or we can at least go look at some cool reefs and things. And we got really lucky, and kind of as we were turning our way inshore, we came across a pod of pilot whales. So pilot whales are super cool, very kind of slow moving species. And so we hopped in with them for a quick look, and then we headed inshore and kind of hung out there.
Somebody's attention. Yeah, basically that's it, and then point so that everyone can see where it is.
And so after having a super cool experience with the pilots, we decided, all right, time's up. Tour needs to kind of end, charter needs to end. And so we started heading back towards the harbor, and kind of right as we were about to get there, I saw some spouts off in the distance. I was like, there's something over there. And it was a couple of bottlenose, and a few of the people that were on board with us that day did have to sort of like get going. So we were like, we don't really have time to stop. But we decided to do kind of one little drop in and see if we could see them underwater, and they came so close. It was by far the best bottlenose interaction that I've ever had. Super cool, but that's the footage you'll see now.
Oh, they're coming in! They're coming in! Right on the bow. Oh my gosh!
Pop in really quick and give a little disclaimer. Myself, as well as all the other ladies that we had on the trip this day, are big woo girls for the Dolphins. So there's a lot of like woo going on in this next footage. So I'm sorry, it's a little cringy, bear with me, but the Dolphins were too cool. As we pulled away, they're kind of riding on the bow and stuff, so it was really exciting.
They're coming right for the bow. Hi, pretty! Oh, they're going fast. He loves it. Here's another one in front of us. We got two on the front.
Jump, jump, jump. Oh, there's another two.
So that is it for day 3. I didn't film any sort of like closing remarks for day 3 when I was actually in Kona. I'm pretty sure I was just exhausted and passed out and went to bed once we got back to the house. But yeah, day 3 was super amazing. The pilot whales are always really fun. The cool thing about this particular group of pilot whales is that there was an oceanic whitetip with it, which is pretty cool. Up until that day, I hadn't actually had an oceanic whitetip with the pilot whales. A lot of times they'll actually follow the pods of pilots and they'll sort of feed off the scraps and things that the pilots hunt. And so pretty cool to have a whitetip with them. It was a really kind of shy individual. Again, one of those more cautious individuals. So not super close interactions, but still really cool to see them, especially that multi-species sort of interaction. But yeah, day 3 was awesome. And overall, the 2 days combined were really epic. I have 2 more Big Island videos coming out after this one. Next week will be day 2, which is full of a ton of wildlife. And then the following week will be day 4, which also has a ton of really cool wildlife. So excited for those. Stay tuned for those in the coming weeks. If you guys are interested in ever going out with anyone on the Big Island, my friends Kay and Cam run Kaimana Ocean Safari. They're really great people. They're who I spent the first 3 days of my trip with. And so a lot of these interactions happened with them and they're absolutely amazing. So go check them out if you are ever in Kona. But I will see you guys next week. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And I'll see you next week for day 2 of Big Island.